So, had a fortuitous deer fatality. I'm pretty sure she was a road kill, but she ended up in the creek, and I happened to notice her not too many days after she got hit. And it's winter, but it's been rather warm, so she wasn't frozen in, but she hadn't been completely consumed by scavengers. So this video is not specifically about processing deer legs. If you want to watch a really great deer leg processing video, I recommend Stephen Edholm's Skill Cult video on this subject. It is by far the best one on the internet and on YouTube right now. And I pretty much have followed it exactly, other than I am wanting to harvest the skin to make these handle guards. So the only difference between what I've done here and what Steven does in his video is I basically case skinned the foreleg out into a tube, which is honestly a little bit of a fiddly process. It's much easier if you split the skin down the length of the foreleg the way Steven does in his video. But the idea is we can turn this leg skin into rawhide and then get probably 2 different handle guards out of it. And so I've got 6 handle guards here, is my hope. So basically I found it easiest to hang these up and then skin them out from the one side and then flip them over and, you know, pull them the other way, and that seems to get the tube off as fast as possible. But bear in mind I've only done this 3 times. So here are the 3 legs processed, more or less. Got the sinew and the sheaths, and we've got 3 skin tubes, because the idea here is that we will turn the rawhide tube into a slip-on, shrink-fit axe handle guard or axe handle brace. And yeah, I'm gonna cook the hooves off and play with that, but my main goal here was these guys, and that was successful. And I ended up having to skin them from both directions to get them to cut off, and then I just chopped the joint with the hatchet a little bit to get them to slip off. There's probably a better way to do this, but it still worked pretty slick. So just a quick note, I just boiled the legs very briefly, and I had watched a couple of different videos besides Steven's on processing these deer legs, and some of the videos tell you have to boil the hell out of these feet to get the hooves to pull off. And these were in like some really hot water. It had just been boiling, but they were in there for less than 2 minutes, and these just snicked right off. So believe Steven. I mean, you can leave them in for however long you want, but like, it's 2 minutes was enough for these guys. That's all I gotta say. Gonna try and not. So, and then I'm just gonna use, this is like a piece of 1/8 by 3/4 maybe, or something around that, mild steel flat stock that it's nothing really special. It just basically has square edges, but they're not sharp. And so you can see the hair is just really scraping right out without any difficulty at all. So I feel like the bucking solution was more than strong enough. I mean, I don't even know if I need this tool. Okay, so I've worked on this one pretty good. I had it inside out and I was scraping quite a bit, And so I just wanted to mention that this whole project may be kind of a fail in terms of an axe handle guard. And my hesitation right now is how difficult it is to stretch this hide onto like a stick or whatever. So like it's pretty close to the right size, but I think maybe that this hide down here on the forelegs is just really tight and doesn't like to stretch. Like one thing, that squirrel hide that I did was amazingly stretchy. You know, you could stretch it in just about any direction you wanted to, and that really helped when you were working with it, getting it onto the handle. Yeah, it's kind of a fail. Unfortunately, you can skin out the leg, and right away when you're skinning it out, you're gonna notice it's difficult to get the skin over the joints. And in fact, I had to chop the joint off to get the skin to slide off. And so basically this skin is really densely fibered, and it doesn't want to increase in diameter. So the problem is you can't get it over a fawn's foot. And these are, both of these axes do not have what I would call really pronounced fawn's feet, but I still can't get this over either one of them. So the problem with the tube skin idea is you need to have a skin tube that's either flexible or is large in diameter enough to get over your fawn's foot, and then will shrink down onto your handle at the appropriate size. So to me, this is like the perfect size to fit onto a axe handle if you could get it onto the axe handle, but I can't figure out how to get it on. And I have worked hard at it over the last couple of days. I've put some time in and can't get it to work. It just does not want to stretch open, and it just seems to be a nature of the leather in this part of the leg. So I'm going to give up on it for this application at this time. I got a million other things I need to be doing right now, and I'm not going to throw these out. I mean, to me, it's still an interesting material and might be really useful for other kinds of rawhide handle applications, like a knife handle, or like as a repair substance for, you know, like a broken section on a thin handle. You know, you could probably use this, just, you know, pull it down over, like, you know, anything you could get it onto and then dry it on. It would probably be a really excellent sort of semi-permanent repair, but not on an axe handle with any kind of a fawn's foot. So for me to make this handle work with, you know, this rawhide work, I would need to cut that off so that I could get it on to this section. I just can't get it over the flare. You know, this area of the rawhide, of the hide, just does not want to stretch at all. It's just really resistant to stretching. So that makes me think it would be awesome for the application, but you can't get it on. So, oh well. Just so you know, if anyone has some ideas about how to make this work, I am definitely open to experimenting in the future, but I gotta call it at this point. So that's just an update, something maybe for someone else to put some research into.